So last fall, my family bought 18 acres in the country, and while we've been working our way towards being able to start building our house out there, really all we've gotten around to so far is putting up our mailbox. And I wanted to share our process of how we did this because we went to Lowe's thinking that we were going to just buy one of their mailbox posts, and the only one that they had there was a red cedar, which we liked the look of, but it had a crack all the way up the middle of it. And my husband said, I can build that and I can actually make it better. So I was a little hesitant at first, but he can build literally everything, anything and everything. So we went for it and we bought this red cedar, they're 4x4 posts, and bought the mailbox at Lowe's. So it's a big Architectural Mailboxes brand mailbox. It locks because we don't actually live on the property yet, and so we wanted to be able to receive mail there, but still have it be secure so that nobody could get into our mail. My husband did an amazing job replicating this design. He we didn't have all the right tools. I'm sure he does have chisels somewhere, but seeing as how we're between houses, we don't know where that stuff is. So we made it work with some unconventional ideas here, like the bike inner tube, because we might have cut the notches in the post a little bit deep. We needed just a little bit of padding there so that it would fit right. Don't worry, the inner tube was already popped, so we didn't ruin a good one. But so he got this put together, used some deck screws, and really had it looking really good. He added this cross beam so that it could support, oh gosh, I don't even know how much weight our mailbox could support at this time with all this cedar and overkill on deck screws. But if there's one thing I know about Daryl, he will over-engineer anything and it will never ever fall apart. So it's one of the things I love most about him. We decided to go ahead and put the mailbox in a bucket of concrete and let that cure and set, and might have drastically underestimated the amount of time and effort it would take to mix concrete in a bucket. But eventually they got it done. Daryl sharpened the stick for him so that it would be a little bit easier, but I don't know if it was easier. But finally they did get it done, and we decided to do this because we didn't have a good way to brace the mailbox post. You can see here that we strapped it to one of the posts on the deck so that we could keep it upright and mostly level with the bucket. That way we could let it cure, and then the next day, whenever we took it down there, we could just dig the hole and set it in the ground, and that would be all we would have to do. So here we are the next day. He has been, working out, lifting with his legs, that big old bucket of concrete. So we stuck it in the back of James's truck, and before we went, though, we had to check out our brand new kittens. One of the outdoor cats had some kittens. She had 6 total, and sadly, a couple of them didn't make it, but they are super cute, and we actually haven't even named them yet, but they were born on Easter, so thinking we're going to need some Easter-themed names. We've got 1 orange one and 3 tabbies left, so if you have any ideas, that'd be great. So we went out there. We got pretty rocky soil on this land, so it took a lot of breaking rocks apart and digging, but they did finally, after much effort, they did finally get the hole deep enough, and I gotta say, we can't go to the land without some sort of shenanigans happening. So we got bike riding and javelin throwing and tree climbing and everything else going on. And of course, digging and digging and digging. I'm really thankful to have 2 strong men that can get this stuff done. And look at that, he got it in the ground. And Kylie was our official mailbox setter, but Daryl was checking because the regulation with the USPS is that your mailbox needs to be between 41 and 45 inches from the street level. So we were digging and working until we hit that, and once he hit it, obviously we were very happy to have the hole the right size and depth, and then it was time to level it and cover it up and stomp it into the ground so that it wasn't going to move. Kylie was really excited whenever it was finally time to mount the mailbox on there. Daryl got in there and he marked the holes and pre-drilled everything, which He actually drilled, if you get this mailbox, you will see that there's not a hole in the back of the mailbox, but he actually drilled one. He wanted it to be mounted not just to the bottom, but to the board in the back as well. And I need to be quiet and let you guys hear this next clip, hear the audio.
This is pretty much every project. Anything that mom is like constantly trying to be involved in, that happens at some point.
Now, so to explain, it was cold and windy, and Daryl always tells me that if I'm cold, I should just come and get close to him because he is a heater. He stays so warm. So it makes me laugh that James said that, but honestly, if the impression our kids have is that mom is always all over dad, even during house projects, I'm going to count that as a huge win. So I'll take that. But so we got it all mounted, and we got these numbers from Lowe's, and I really like the modern look that they add to the mailbox. And then 3 days later, we had my mom send us a letter, but surprise, we already have some guests. So I think we're gonna try putting a dryer sheet in there is what the internet says. We're gonna put a dryer sheet in there, and we're gonna clog those holes, block those holes at the bottom of the mailbox. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. We are going to have a lot of content coming out about DIY projects, building our house, and building this new life.